Ever wondered how to truly master Windows 10 Pro? It all starts with the installation process. This isn't just about clicking Next on a setup wizard. It's about understanding the steps and making the right choices for your needs. A properly installed Windows 10 Pro can offer you a smoother, more secure and efficient operating system experience. In this guide, we'll walk you through the entire process, step by step. We'll start with the preparation phase, ensuring your system is ready for the new OS. We'll then guide you through the installation process itself, making sure you understand each choice you're making. Finally, we'll help you with the final setup, ensuring your new Windows 10 Pro is customized to your liking and ready for use. This guide is designed to give you the confidence and knowledge to install Windows 10 Pro like a pro. Ready to get started? Let's dive into the preparation phase. Before beginning the installation, it's crucial to ensure your computer meets the necessary requirements. So let's dive right into what those are. Firstly, your computer should have at least a 1 GHz or faster processor or system on a chip, SoC. Memory-wise, you'll need at least 2 GB for a 64-bit system. As for graphics, your system should support DirectX 9 or later with a WDDM 1.0 driver. And of course, don't forget about storage. You'll need a minimum of 20 GB of available hard disk space. Now that we've covered the technical aspects, let's move on to one of the most important steps in your preparation, backing up your data. This is a crucial step that simply cannot be skipped. In the event of an unexpected issue during the installation, a backup ensures that your valuable information remains safe and secure. Whether it's precious family photos, important work documents, or your favorite music playlists, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Creating a recovery disk is another essential step. This will allow you to recover your system in case of a crash or other mishap during the installation process. It's like a safety net for your computer, catching any potential problems and giving you a way to bounce back. Lastly, let's talk about the product key. This is a unique code that verifies your copy of Windows 10 Pro. Without it, you won't be able to complete the installation, so make sure you have it on hand before you start. If you're upgrading from a previous version of Windows, you might not need a product key. But if you're installing from scratch, you'll definitely need one. With these steps completed, you're now ready to begin the installation process. Now that you're prepared, it's time to start installing Windows 10 Pro. After you've inserted your installation media, be it a USB flash drive, DVD, or ISO file, you'll need to boot your computer from it. This process might differ depending on the make and model of your computer, but usually it involves restarting your computer and pressing a specific key. Often it's F12, F2, or the delete key to access the boot menu. From there, choose to boot from your installation media. Once your computer boots from the installation media, you'll be greeted by the Windows setup screen. It's here that you'll start making some important decisions about your installation. First off, you'll need to choose the language for your Windows installation. This determines the language that will be used throughout the system, so make sure to select the one you're most comfortable with. Next, you'll select the time and currency format. This setting affects how time and currency are displayed on your system, so pick the one that corresponds to your location or preference. Finally, you'll choose your keyboard or input method. This is essentially the layout that your keyboard will follow. If you're using a standard English keyboard, for instance, you might select US. But if you're using a keyboard designed for another language, you'll need to select the corresponding option. After you've made these selections, click Next, and then click Install Now to commence the installation process. Remember, every decision you make here is not set in stone. You can always change these settings later on within the Windows 10 Pro environment. The goal is to get a functional setup that aligns with your preferences and needs. That's the start of the installation. Let's move on to the next phase. You're halfway there. Now, let's complete the installation process. As we continue, you'll be presented with the license terms. It's a good idea to thoroughly read through these terms. Once you've done so, you'll need to accept them to move forward. Just click on the checkbox that says, "I accept the license terms," and then hit Next. Now, you will be asked to choose the type of installation you want. You can either upgrade your current operating system or opt for a custom installation. If you're installing Windows 10 Pro on a new system or want a clean start, It's best to choose Custom, Install Windows Only. After selecting Custom, you'll be prompted to choose where you want to install Windows. If you're using a new hard drive, it should show up here. If you see multiple partitions and you're not sure which one to choose, don't fret. Just select each partition one at a time and click Delete. This process will combine all the available space into one. Once done, select the unallocated space and hit Next. While Windows is installing, you can take a breather. This process can take some time, depending on your system's speed. You'll see a progress bar indicating the installation process, along with messages like Installing Windows, Getting Files Ready for Installation, and Installing Features and Updates. Don't worry if your system restarts a few times during this process. It's all part of the plan. When you see the message, Installing Updates, you're almost at the finish line. Windows is just making sure you have the latest updates, so sit back and let it do its thing. And voila, you'll know the installation is complete when your system restarts and you see the message, Getting Ready. At this point, you can pat yourself on the back. You've successfully installed Windows 10 Pro on your machine. Installation complete, but we're not done yet. Let's get to the final setup. Scene script. Installation is only part of the process. Let's set up your new Windows 10 Pro system. You've come a long way, but it's not over yet. The initial setup of your system is just as important as the installation itself. So, let's begin with creating a username and password. This is your first line of defense against unauthorized access. It's recommended to use a combination of letters, numbers, and symbols to enhance your security. Also, remember to make your password something you won't forget, but difficult for others to guess. Next up, you'll need to set up your privacy settings. Windows 10 Pro offers a range of customizable options. You can choose to disable location tracking, limit advertising, control app permissions, and much more. Remember, these settings can be changed later, but it's always good to start off on the right foot. Choosing a network is another crucial step. If you're using a wired connection, you're good to go. But if you're on Wi-Fi, you'll need to select your network and input your password. Be sure to connect to a secure network to avoid any potential security risks. Now, you might think you're done, but there's one more thing: updates. Yes, it might seem tedious, but updating your Windows is essential. These updates provide improvements, bug fixes, and most importantly, security patches. So, make sure your system is up to date to enjoy the best of what Windows 10 Pro has to offer. Last but certainly not least are the drivers. These are the software that help your hardware and system work together seamlessly. So whether it's your graphics card, printer, or webcam, ensure that you have the latest drivers installed. And there you have it. You've successfully installed and set up Windows 10 Pro. Now your system is secure, personalized, and ready to deliver the best performance. Enjoy exploring your new Windows 10 Pro system, and don't forget to keep it updated. Mastering Windows 10 Pro is not just about using it, but also knowing how to install it properly. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? We started by introducing you to the ins and outs of Windows 10 Pro, followed by the necessary preparations for installation. We've walked you through the initial stages of installation, all the way to completion, and finally the final setup. Each step is crucial, with its own role to play in the bigger picture. Remember, it's not just about getting from point A to point B. It's about understanding the process, knowing what you're doing, and why you're doing it. Each stage of the installation process is a piece of the puzzle, and each piece is essential for a successful installation. Following these steps carefully and understanding their purpose will not only ensure a smooth installation, but also give you a deeper understanding of your operating system. With these steps, you're on your way to mastering Windows 10 Pro. Happy computing!